Okay. The stream has started. Hello, excuse me. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on so many levels. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons!
Hey.
Are.
I am Christiana Ellis, and I am the Dungeon Master. Our players tonight, Nobilis as Spine.
Everything's fine. This is fine. We're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine.
Jason Banks as Radius.
Okay, let's get back together and run this thing back, okay? They caught us off guard last time.
Paul Weimer as Tarsus.
I'm the real Tarsus, except no other multiverse version.
Lee
He's
Burdett.
got a word variant on his back.
Lee Burdett as Malleus.
Someone is going to pay for inconveniencing me.
And Millie Katie as Coracoid.
Wait, what happened while I was freezing my ass off? Wait, no, it was my nose. My nose was being frozen off.
Sadly, we are short Dove Archambault as Kneecap, but it is the nature of the strange reality glitch which afflicts these individuals that sometimes their characters just flicker in and out of existence. And so let's recap. When last we left our heroes, several of the party members had been arrested for obstructing justice, basically preventing the arrest of their compatriot Spine, who was seen leaving the scene of a crime. So they were basically in trouble. And they were given the choice of a few different advocates for their trial all the way up in Sigil. It seemed like it was very serious business. But they chose that the expediency of getting away without a trial seemed preferable. And so they chose a representative of Shemeska, I'm trying to remember I believe she's an Arcanoloth is the name of the kind of creature. She's a fox lady who does magic and stuff and runs a casino in Sigil. She was of your previous acquaintance. She was the one that told you all about Rome, who seems to have a similar reality glitch to you. And she seemed to find it of her own interest as well to have you not go through a trial. And so she had her representative get you out of your cells, get you reunited with your stuff, and then sent through a portal that turned out to send you directly to some gallows in Hopeless, the gate town, a very dour gray place where you found yourself surrounded by a pair of beholders and a apparent Lady of Pain wannabe named the Maiden of Misery, who runs Hopeless, demanded that you all give a performance to try to make her feel something. And if you succeeded, your lives would be spared. You didn't succeed, and you were killed by the beholders. Now, those of you who went through all of this found that your reality glitch worked as it had before and reunited you with the rest of your party back at the Walking Castle. Unfortunately, all of the magic items that you were carrying, including the Mosaic Mimir that was helping you to find Rome, was left behind on your bodies in Hopeless. And so you have walked the Walking Castle to the outskirts of Hopeless with the intention of getting your stuff back.
Yes.
So, tell me, Skeleton Crew, what would you like to do?
So this sounds like what we need as a heist.
Absolutely.
A smash and grab, in and out.
Okay.
Get
A smash and grab is one way to do a heist.
But not the only way.
It works well when the enemy is not particularly attentive and doesn't have much of an ability to chase you once you run.
well, they
Do
definitely
either
have.
of those
Doesn't
things
have multiple eyes.
Do either of those things sound like they describe beholders.
Negative.
Okay. So how about
Oh wait, wrong Tarsus. No. We get to
so how
sorry, I'm a
about a
dragonborn
different
now.
plan than that?
Yeah, we add also more information because if we don't know where our stuff is, then we can't steal it. So
Right. So we're gonna
soft
need to
entry
do
and
Well,
right.
Yeah,
I know
they-
my stuff will still hopefully still be petrified, but the other stuff, including the mirror, we don't know where it is. That's true.
Yeah, but
Right.
I also honestly, when we were up there, there were piles and piles of disintegrated other people. So we don't necessarily know if it even left. It could be still sitting in the middle of the stage. Because what do they need it
Right.
for?
So-
I mean, it's hopeless. What do they need it for?
Mm-hmm.
Do any of you know what the schedule for the shows at Hopeless are?
nope.
We just got dropped in the middle of the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Do any of you know what the layout is?
Nope.
Okay. So
Well,
how
we
about
got killed. That's what I
yeah,
was
we have
saying.
we have the basic information that we got from our research about the pit sort of nature of this place, and that this is a stage and there's the bleachers, and so we have some very basic knowledge, but the actual route to get there
Yeah.
from the entrance, we don't know.
Those
how-
of you who were there, please make an intelligence saving throw, or not saving throw, but just an intelligence check for me.
Intelligence check.
How about a 17?
How about an 8?
Seven.
Ooh.
So 17 and 18. One thing that occurs to you is that when you were in that town, in that place, everything around you had all of the color sapped away
Leached
from
out.
it, and so
Yeah.
everything kind of looked like it was in black and white. That did not include yourselves. And so what that means is that it's not some just instant property of being in the place. And so what that means is that at least right off the bat,
yes.
if you walk in there with colors on you, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb.
Mm-hmm.
And it would take an awful lot of makeup to make me look black and white.
Mm-hmm. Me too, actually.
Oh. Is
So-
it straight black and white, or are there is it
gray.
monochromatic shades of gray?
Yeah,
All right.
it's shades of gray, like a black
It's
and white
shades of
movie.
gray.
Yeah.
All right, so gray cat it is for me of some sort. Well, are there any animals need of?
I wouldn't
Well-
be surprised if it's got rats.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Gray rats, of course.
Mhm.
if a portal got you there to the stage and you just, you weren't prepared for the fight, why not go back to the portal now, prepared for the fight?
Because that portal is back in
Sigil.
In the
Sigil.
prison.
Sigil.
Well, maybe we can.
Ugh.
Well,
We'd have to break into the prison and find that portal.
Well, break into
Right.
the high courts more particularly.
Yeah, the high courts. Yeah,
And then find
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And no, we don't want to do
yeah,
that.
yeah. I think that's harder than trying to break into Hopeless.
Well, I wonder if we can find another portal to Hopeless. There's other portals that leads to other towns. So I mean, I feel
mean-
like the entrances to the or wherever these portals could let us out. There's not a lot of many of them. There's not a lot of them.
But what would that gain us other than trying to sneak into the city?
I mean,
I
if it
doubt
gets us
it'll-
on the
I-
stage, we've got.
Well, yeah, but then we're at the stage and we don't know necessarily the route back out again. So that just changes our problem from getting into the stage and getting from the stage to getting out again, not knowing where we're going, while being chased by beholders and other things.
True.
Yeah. Well, I could definitely do some recon as either a rat or
A crow.
a crow,
Mhm.
a house cat,
And,
something like that.
And I've still got this, and I hold up the serpentine owl figurine.
Mm.
So that could be useful for doing some reconnaissance, perhaps.
It sounds like what we need is a route to the stage, a route, at least another route back out, and if our stuff is still waiting there, including the Mimir. And
Right.
what sort of opposition we'll face be up to and behind and beyond the beholders and scary wannabe Lady of Pain lady.
So, are we within sight of the walls?
You can be wherever you would
Okay.
like to be having this conversation. I think you were just approaching it. We were sort of envisioning that you were just seeing it in the distance last time, but you can
Right.
be anywhere.
It looks like it's in like something of a valley.
Yeah.
What do you say to either using the castle or on foot, climbing up onto a high vantage point above the city and having a look?
Yeah, some reconnaissance is fun.
Yep. Worst
All right.
comes to worst, I could cast fly, but that reduces the number of times I can cast fireball. So
Oh,
I'm
I was like,
very, very reluctant to use it.
we've got
Right.
some options for
Well, let's
SVN.
let's
We've
go
got
one
some,
step at a time.
yeah, we've got some options for getting someone or something close enough to do some recon without having to involve the entire party.
All right. Do you have any particular place around the outskirts there that you would like to have your? I think we'll probably do a roll to see if you can find a good place that's reasonably close, but just as far as where you would like the token to be on the map. Do you have any preference?
I mean,
So maybe
this
let's put it this way. Would you be closer or further away from the easier part of the valley that would be the normal way to go?
we want to be in a difficult place.
Okay,
We want to be a place that's not likely to have other people walking on it.
sure. All right, well, so we'll say we'll have you kind of going up into the mountains here then.
Yeah.
So as you are kind of picking and choosing your way through there, let's have a perception check. Certainly can be made with advantage for whoever's doing it, because you'd all be sort of trying to find a spot where you think the castle would have a reasonable overview of the city without being too obvious in and of
Well,
itself.
I was thinking of like holding it back from actually be able to see from the castle and
Sure.
then move on from there.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
So,
So
to
my perception bonus is +9, so I think I'll roll.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, at advantage. Yeah.
All right. Dirty 20.
all right, I think that's pretty good. And especially since the goal is to have the castle not actually be visible, but reasonably close, I think that's a little easier than having a direct line of sight, but not be obvious.
Right.
So I think that you are able to do that without difficulty, where you're kind of just behind a ridge. That if you go over that ridge, you can see the city, but the castle is hidden from it.
Right. And we'll have the castle hunker down. We're going to look around for because this is the kind of place that if I was defending Hopeless, I would have patrols out, but maybe they don't. Who knows? Look around for evidence of patrols. And then if we don't find any, head up. I think,
Yep.
and as far as looking for tracks and things like that, it's probably going to be survival rather than perception.
Yeah, I was
So
going to
suppose
call
any-
for a perception and a survival.
Okay.
Okay, I'm a +7 on survival
Yeah.
and a +7 on perception.
16 on perception. 18 on perception.
Okay.
And unfortunately, a 15 on survival.
I mean,
That's still
15's
not
not bad. So I think that you don't see any sign of patrols. Now, part of that you suspect is because you deliberately chose the difficult to cross mountains. So it may be that any patrols would just assume that the difficulty of the mountains themselves would be enough to ward off any possible intruders. There's also the question of whether or not they are particularly concerned about people trying to get into the city. It might not be
Right.
something they're that worried about.
Or they fly.
Yeah,
Kind of like Cursed. It's like it's easy to get in.
yeah.
Yeah.
So in any case, though, you don't see any suggestion that there are patrols in this area. You do make it to where you can now look down on the city and see its basic layout. I think from here you can make out a couple of key structures, but for the most part, you're not going to see it with much more detail than that.
Right.
So the layout is basically, it's not not a spiral in the sense that you could only follow that track. Like there's plenty of like blocks where you could, you know, go in towards the center or out, but it is kind of a spiral layout. It almost like it's a big drain going down to this central well in the middle that you have your research has told you is where the gate is. If you wanted to go to the plane of, I'm trying to remember,
Hades.
Hades, yes.
Hades.
If you wanted to go to Hades, it's very simple. You just go down to that well where there is a thick bubbling sludge and allow yourself to sink into it.
Well,
How
Uh,
lovely.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
not do that.
no, I'm not.
it must be assumed that if you want to go to Hades, that's probably not something you're terribly concerned about. But in any case, so the whole city is kind of almost like this slow motion whirlpool descending down to this well. But you do see a big plaza that those of you who were there would recognize as where the gallows were. Although I don't think you can see much detail of the gallows themselves. You just see a big open space that you think was where you were. There are a pair of big fancy mansion looking buildings. They are not next to each other. They are, separate, but there are two different big fancy mansions is the point. There is an area that looks like it is maybe the most active, where, you just see like sort of the center of town, not literally the center like where the well is, but like where maybe most of the actual day-to-day business takes place. You can kind of tell where that is. And it's hard to not to keep looking at that well. It really draws the eye.
Okay. Is the arena where the quote unquote show goes on obvious at this point?
I mean, you see the plaza where
Okay.
those gallows must have been, but I
Okay.
don't think you're close enough to see much more than that.
All right.
It's just that there's not very many places in the city that are that open.
Right.
And so you,
Okay.
you figure like that open area must be where it is.
Then I think we should try and get closer.
Well, we lost someone.
I'm here.
Paul dropped off. Hopefully he'll be back in a moment. But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Probably worthwhile to get closer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you?
I agree.
You're-
I'm going to suggest that before we get closer, everyone go back in and change into darker clothes if they have them. Trying to remember if this is a character that would have prestidigitation or not.
Or even just disguise self.
Yeah.
That can, because
Well, prestidigitation you can put on other people. That's the thing.
yeah.
I don't.
And I assume when you mean get closer that you're not bringing the castle closer, but
Right.
Yeah.
It's just ourselves.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm going to suggest that people get into darker clothes and at least make an attempt.
Yep. And Malice is going to go ahead and cast Mage Armor on himself before even approaching the
Okay.
building.
About how long of a walk is it going to be?
I think from where you are, because of the difficulty of the terrain here, that if you're on foot, it's going to be a couple of hours of relatively difficult hiking to get
Okay.
down to the outskirt of the city. But largely that's not because of distance, but just because you can't just go straight there. You have to kind of follow the
Right.
little passes
Yeah.
and such.
All right. So I'm going to save my spell buffing until we get a bit closer. Because I don't think I have any day-long spells yet.
The good news is that you think you will still be relatively difficult to spot. Like, to the extent that anyone is looking out your way, it would still be hard to kind of make you out. So, that's the plan then? Everyone has dressed in whatever. So I guess here's what I want. I will offer this. This is just free for the players to decide. With this suggestion that you all dress in whatever the darkest clothing you have is, what do each of you look like as you embark on your recon mission here? I mean, I think Radius is doing okay.
Yeah. Spine has, let's see, let me check. Spine actually has disguise kit proficiency.
Yeah?
Um, never actually picked one up though. So
I will allow that you
she's
can have one.
okay,
Yeah.
great. So
Yeah.
she's just I mean, just painting herself black all over.
Nice.
Some tallow and soot from the fireplace and going to town.
Okay. Let's get a. I think the actual. Hey, let me briefly look it up. I believe that the new player's handbook gives a specific suggestion for what the
Yeah.
check should be.
Okay, am I back? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Yep.
Welcome
Yay.
back.
Okay.
Yay. We're doing the makeover montage.
Okay.
We're sneaking in.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Like sneaky people.
All right.
I'm looking at my
So-
chainmail.
Disguise kit. Oh, let's see. I'm not seeing it where I thought I was going to see it. But in any case, let's get a perception check. As the equivalent for, well, or I don't know. Your perception might be a proficient, like an expertise one, right? Give me whatever your
for what-
dexterity plus proficiency would be for disguise.
Dexterity plus proficiency. I've got expertise in all of my dexterities. Go.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. My dexterity is +3. My proficiency is +4, so it's
Interesting that the handbook apparently considers that it should be a charisma check, but that's probably on the basis of like,
trying to look
yeah,
like someone or like
Right.
something.
yeah. I think
So
in this
anyways.
case it's a little different because it's you trying to
Be
I mean-
meticulous. Yeah.
yeah. So with a 23, I think you are entirely successful. So no issue. You have essentially just made yourself entirely black in color. Radius, I think, is already in not much color on him.
Yeah. And I also kind of look undead, so.
Just a bit.
Sure. So what about Tarsus, Cora, Malleus?
I think Malleus hunts up a ratty black cloak from somewhere
Okay.
that is big enough to envelop him completely, so what he ends up looking like is evil Kermit.
I like that idea. I'm gonna go with something similar because I'm built like you are, and
So
Isn't it-
evil Kermit, and then evil Kermit's blonder twin.
yeah, shinier twin. Yeah, basically, because Tarsus is bronze.
All right. So I have 3 uses of wild shape. And it lasts 4 hours. I can release it as a bonus action because I would like to be able to cast spells when I need to.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start off with one form of I'm going to do actually I'm going to go ahead and do a raven.
Okay. Are you
And
able to do flying creatures at your level? Just double checking.
I believe so. Let me double check because I am Circle of the Moon.
Okay.
So I get like all the bonuses for what I can do. Um,
Let's see.
Giant Eagle.
So let's see. We can pull up the
Yeah, I've got.
because the
Uh,
CR is
well, CR is only 0, and I can do challenge rating 0 to 3.
well, so but I mean it's
As
the wild shape rule is, where is it? Okay. Wild shape. So at level 8, yeah, is when you get flying wild shape. So
yep,
y'all are
no, that's right.
high
So
enough level.
yeah,
So yes, a raven, you
yeah,
say.
I'll do a raven, and at least for who wants to walk around with the spooky raven on their shoulder.
Oh, Malleus will totally volunteer for that.
Okay,
Hmm.
and I do retain my personality, memories, and the
Mm-hmm.
ability to speak.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I can
That's
Yep.
a change in
actually,
the the
Mm-hmm.
new
yeah.
one that you
So
Yeah.
I am now Matthew.
Mhm.
Um,
It's fun actually too that just like it a raven, like you
Right.
wouldn't normally think of a raven as necessarily one of the ones that can speak, but it's certainly a smarter one. You know, if even if you were observed talking, it wouldn't necessarily.
Nevermore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In any case, so you've all got your sort of disguises, and now you've got some hiking ahead. I think for the most part, I'm not going to really have you roll here, but it does take a few hours. So it just illustrating the point, though, that like returning this way will also be arduous and probably harder because you'll be kind of going more uphill
Right.
um, to come back. But you can make your way to kind of the outskirts of the city. Uh, you do get to a point where there is a city wall. And one thing that you read about this city is that the outer wall has only one gate. And obviously,
Mhm.
that is on the way that people would
Yeah.
normally enter the
Mhm,
city.
mhm.
It is the bright red, um, horrifying demonic visage known as the Screaming Gate. I think you were able to kind of see where that was when you were overlooking the city. You are
Mm-hmm.
not there.
Mhm.
And
Right.
so
We don't
instead,
want to be there.
well,
Yeah.
understood. But
Yep.
as a result, though, you're going to need a way over the wall.
Okay. How tall is it?
The wall is about 20 feet tall and it has spikes on the top.
Well,
Okay. Well,
I have no problem, but everyone else.
um,
Old
uh,
fashioned best climber climbs up with a rope.
yeah, I will take a rope and
Mhm.
make my way up the side of the wall.
All right.
Um,
Let's get
and
an athletics
doing
check.
so as quietly and as I can.
Sure. Let's get an
Um,
athletics and a stealth then.
okay. My athletics. Oh,
Okay.
natural one.
Oh, ow,
Yeah.
ow, ow, ow.
Go ahead and roll the stealth.
15.
Okay.
Terrible.
So I think I'm going to go ahead and say that uh, the thought that I have is that you get basically up to the top, but in trying to traverse the spiky top, you lose your balance and drop back uh, down, but you split your pants on the spike.
Oh, all right. It's a good thing I carried a little extra of the makeup. So, yeah. Do I take any damage from the fall?
Yeah. So let's see. It would be 2d6. Good call. Just that would be 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Oh, you try it again.
Yeah.
I think
I-
what you discover is that the top where the spikes are is actually it's kind of like it's like crumbly and slippery in a way that makes that type of climb difficult. Which isn't to say someone else couldn't do it, but it's not like in some respects the DC is higher if that you follow.
I will. When I say you can give it another try, I will pat you on the shoulder and give you guidance.
Okay. So yeah, I'll try it again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rolling crap today.
Wow.
Don't forget guidance.
Ah,
So that's an 8
Oh,
and
no.
with guidance a 9.
is a 9.
Ah,
Oh no.
Yeah,
he's coming down again.
I think you're just discovering that this wall designed to keep people out is good at its job.
Yeah.
All right. Question: as a
Mhm.
raven, would I have enough strength to pull up a a rope or a grappling hook or something?
Yeah. I was kind of
Okay.
wondering when that might be suggested.
I was wondering as well.
You see what the
Tor-
rope?
Tor's just not big enough. Yeah, okay.
Rope?
I will hand Cora the rope and pat Pat's spine a little too heavily on the back.
Yeah.
Don't worry, man.
So do any of you have a grappling hook, or is it just the rope? Because certainly you can get the rope up there, and I think you can maybe like loop it around one of the spikes, but I don't think a raven can tie a knot.
Yeah, not really.
No,
well,
I
if
don't.
we have a long enough rope, we could
do you
kind of
have a
belay it.
python that we could tie it to, and then loop the rope around the python? Pitten, however it is that you pronounce that word.
How does the
I don't know.
How does the Peyton get affixed?
Mm.
Oh,
Well,
actually, if
the
we
rope,
just have a really long rope,
the wall is 20 feet tall. A 50-foot
Okay.
rope will go up
Yeah.
and down the other.
Yeah.
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 So I think you can have both ends of the rope and have it looped over one of the spikes.
Yeah, and we'll just have someone counterbalance while the others climb up.
Yeah. And so I think with the rope, everyone can make athletics with advantage.
I'm gonna need it
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
because I have a -1.
I'm going up first.
Okay.
Okay.
15.
15 is enough with the rope.
Okay. All right. So when I get to the top, I'm gonna have a look around and make sure that the coast is clear before I signal anyone else to come up.
Okay. Make a perception check.
All right. 27.
Okay. I think that you have fortunately ended up at a part of the city that seems to be, if not unpopulated, then it's at least quieter by comparison. There's not a lot of people on
Right.
the streets. There's a few houses here and there, but by and large, the windows are shuttered.
Okay.
Everything is very gray. I think that there are a couple of people on the streets here and there, but I think with your attentive eye, you can basically like let everyone know it's like, okay, now it's clear, someone can come overhead, and then there's
Right.
a nice little shadowy spot in an alley where you can all gather.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly my next step was to find a place where we can gather once we're all over the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it looks like Malleus did just fine, given the advantage anyway.
All right. Let's go bookworms. Woo!
Yeah. What? Don't forget your deity believes in you, so I'm gonna cast guidance on myself. You can cast guidance on yourself.
Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
The key is just the sort of the time frame. You need the action
Right.
to be able to do it, and then the action you take has to be in the next minute.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Oh,
How
dear
many
God, no,
times
Vulcan
has-
does not believe in me. Ooh.
Okay.
15.
Yeah. Radius does fine. Tarsus is having some trouble.
Tarsus is having some
Ooh.
trouble.
Well, now that mostly everyone's over, we can also pull him up.
Yeah. So someone who's straddling the top of the wall can make their own athletics check to pull him up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try that. You see these spindly arms? Like,
I think Spine the Rogue might be the strongest.
oh my God. I've got a +1 strength. My athletic.
We
I
don't
only had
we
Okay.
don't have our
Well, but with
barbarian
the
proficiency in
athletics
it.
is 5.
Yeah,
Is plus
yeah.
5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
All right.
switching shape just to like provide brawn right now.
I
man.
will assist Spine in hauling Tarsus up.
Okay.
listen,
All
I
right.
have a negative. It's strength.
Yeah. All right. So Spine roll with athletics with advantage.
All right. And continuing my my crap rolls,
Okay.
that's a 13.
I think that's enough.
Okay.
You know, I think two of you pulling up one person who's holding onto a rope. I think you
Yeah.
can do that.
Yeah.
So I think then let's get a group stealth check as you gather now on the inside of the wall.
Oh God.
Group self
Okay,
check
I'm a
here.
+7, so I should be fine. And I'm also a bird.
Oh my God.
13.
Natural one.
14, 18, 13, 2. 2 is not great. Yeah.
Oh
I
God,
gotta-
I'm not rolling it alone.
2 natural ones. Oh my God.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Did you get another one? I don't see yours popped up in the little tracker.
I
That's
have
fine. Or you just you mean we got 2 of the party got a natural
yeah,
one.
I rolled, so I have disadvantage on
Mhm.
on stealth checks,
Sure.
and I rolled a nat 20 and a nat 1.
Mhm. Yeah.
We had 3 nat ones on that.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I think we're a little bit fucked.
I
Well,
think we're a little
so
bit visible.
Depends on what it is, though.
I
It
didn't
could
see.
actually be enjoyable.
Did yours pop up, Cora? I don't see it.
Should have. It's a 14.
Oh, okay. I did see that.
Yeah.
Looks like it's a survival roll though.
Oh,
But I mean, if
Oh.
it's the same number, then that's.
no,
Well,
my
no, it wouldn't
stealth.
be. Yeah.
My stealth is definitely very different. 11,
Okay,
but
11.
I'm also a bird right
Yeah,
now.
it's
so-
true. Like if you were spotted, that wouldn't make as much difference. So here's the thing: is that I think that you recognize that although no one seems to have like immediately spotted you, you hear a little bit of stirring in one of the neighboring houses, and so you know you need to kind of keep moving because you can't really
Yeah.
stay here.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone might come check out a noise.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Yep.
Okay. So you were able, certainly, when you were doing your overlook, to get a general sense of the layout. So you
Yep.
know approximately where you are. Are you
Okay.
headed for that big plaza with the gallows?
Yeah. I from my urchin background,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I have an ability. Let me make sure I'm going to find the actual ability.
Mm-hmm.
You know the secret patterns and flow to cities and can find passages through the urban sprawl that others would miss. When you're not in combat, you and any companions to lead can travel between any 2 locations in the city twice as fast as your speed would normally allow.
Nice.
So I'm
Oh,
definitely
that's-
using that
Oh, for sure.
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
try to find our way to that arena.
I
quickly
will fly
and-
up towards the top of like kind of hop from building to building
Mm-hmm.
to also kind of guide the way and
Yeah.
keep an eye out and
You're providing Overwatch.
Keep an eye out for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
Overwatch.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think that you are able to make your way in that direction. I think there are a few times where there is enough people on the streets that you are not entirely like you're not able to stay completely in the shadows, so to speak. But that
Right.
said, you're able to be enough of just a passing presence, and you've all made some effort to, to cover the colorful aspects of yourselves. And so I think for the time being, it would seem that nobody has observed you in a way that they seem suspicious or concerned.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What do the townsfolk that we pass look like?
Uh,
Are like weird because we're all cloaked and shit? Is that like everybody else?
what you see is not necessarily a lot of people like wearing cloaks or whatever. There's a fair amount of people who are wearing what might be sort of just ordinary like villager or city folk clothing, except that their entire bodies and all the clothing as a result are in black and white, completely in shades of gray.
Mm-hmm.
And so as a result, and also just in their demeanor, very like listless, apathetic, like very like you don't see a single face that doesn't have just kind of a neutral expression on it. Even children are just like walking placidly next to their guardian or whoever. You know, no emotion on display. Everyone is just kind of minding their own business. And in fact, you suspect that it's possible that part of the reason that you are, you might be gaining some benefit from the fact that anyone who might actually see a flash of color just really doesn't care very much about anything. Now, that's not to say there might not be some individuals within the city who would feel differently. But there might be a lot of the general populace might have an attitude of not my problem.
Shoulder
Gotcha.
shruggers.
Yeah. So when you see people walking around, you absolutely realize that in your sort of normal presentation, you would stick out like a sore thumb. There would be no hiding. Now that doesn't mean that people would run screaming from you, but it would mean you would attract attention for sure.
Right.
And so I think you've made your way much closer to that open plaza. And I think when you are still in a relatively like little alley area because you've found all these little shortcuts through your experience. You look and there's a big sort of open plaza, and in the center of it there is kind of a set of bleachers, kind of like the Times Square bleachers, and they are in front of a relatively modest but sturdy wooden platform that a few of you recognize very specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Okay.
this is like maybe 30 yards away in the center of this big open plaza. And so it would be more difficult to, you'll be much more exposed trying to get over there.
Yeah.
All right. Is there like a sign or anything that says like next performance at or
I mean, not that you can see from where you are.
okay. Well, I'm a bird. I'm going to do a flyby,
Sure.
see if there's any signs or anything, and then make my way back.
Okay.
Okay. We can stay in cover. for
Sure. Yeah. So you fly out there, and I think
Like
you
I
see.
can even like land and like peck at something and
Sure. Yeah.
like
No.
because I'm a bird.
Yeah. You are. And I'm not even going to make you roll to act like a bird, because it's you're good at it. Um, and I think that you do see there are, like, as you've passed through the city, you have certainly observed already that there is evidence that there are other animals here, but they are also in shades of gray. Whatever it is about this place that causes that effect seems to affect everything, and it may be just a matter of time spent here.
Mm-hmm.
But you make your way over there. I think you see that there are a couple of piles of dust, some of which have been kind of disturbed or scattered, some which haven't, on the stage. The bleachers are currently empty. You don't see any kind of a sign or poster or anything. But what you definitely don't see is
Is
any
the stuff.
evidence of non-disintegrated bodies
Mm-hmm.
or left behind objects.
All right, so our stuff isn't here, so we don't need to go around here. So fly back and let folks know stuff not here.
We're going
Probably.
to find out where they take the things that that end up on the stage after a performance. I would say it's almost certainly whoever's like the backer or the person who's like owns the thing. So
Yeah, I'm figuring it's
gonna be-
probably one of
The
the two
Thingle, yeah,
mansions.
yeah, the High Cardinal. It's probably has our stuff.
the well, I mean, is the High Cardinal the one who runs the place?
Mm,
Yes, High
yes.
Cardinal Thingol, otherwise known as the Maiden of Mystery,
Right.
is the
Right.
one who is absolutely in charge of the whole thing.
So
So
I'll say that while you're here in the plaza, you also notice that kind of in a sort of prominent spot adjoining the plaza, there is what looks like an inn and tavern.
probably makes sense to have a inn near where what it counts to as action around here happens.
We might be able to get information on where our stuff might be if we can shake some apathy out of the bartender.
Or something.
Thoughts?
That might work.
The other, points of interest that kind of stood out were, like the well itself, of course, and the two fancy houses.
Yeah, I'm going to figure that our stuff is in one of the houses. It's just a question of which one.
Hmm.
But for that, we would need to figure out which one's which.
Right. So why don't we meet and greet our new neighbors, as it were, in the tavern and see if we can't find some information in exchange perhaps for coin.
well, I'm going to leave that to you guys because social skills not exactly my strong suit.
Your skills lie elsewhere. I only got a charisma of
I
13.
have a
but,
very
you know.
specific set of skills.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Tarsus is going to start, trying to make his way towards the tavern with anybody else who wants to come with.
Yeah. Malleus is definitely coming with.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Two
am going
Dragonborn on the loose.
I am going to like, is there a window or something?
Yeah.
I'm going to perch at the windowsill.
Okay. I think
So,
the
like
the building
from the
it's
outside, so I can like warn people of things coming in.
sure. The building itself looks pretty standard, except for being in shades of gray. It's run down but active. You know what I mean? Like it's there's not a lot of fresh paint or anything, but it's clear that like it's not abandoned, right? It's an active business. There are people inside, and in fact, I think when you peek through the window, which you can probably get to and do before
Yeah.
the Dragon Brothers, uh, Team Double Dragon, before they get there, what you see is you see a fairly depressing looking tavern in the sense that everyone in there. So the thing how you'll see in it like in a bar or tavern, the one person who's drinking alone, sitting at a table all by themselves, head down, and it's just really sad. Every single table is like that at this place. There's one person at each table looking very sad and drinking. And behind the bar are skeletons that are apparently working the bar.
Spine is actually not going inside.
Mhm.
Spine is going to hang out nearby where she can keep an eye on the entrance and also like anybody who might be coming in who might be a problem.
Okay. What are you doing, Radius?
Speaking of skeletons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man,
It's just a question of how intelligent these guys are.
I am not the best with people. But I look the most fitting, so I'll go in with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Two
so
Dragon Lord brothers and a
I
bone
will
sack.
like let them know like before they actually cross over. Like
Mhm.
everyone's like by themselves, so maybe one at a time. Good idea.
Right. So I will yeah. I'll go in first and I will move very not shambling, but like almost as if I've had like a very long day. And
Right.
honestly, it's been a very long few days.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give you advantage on your persuasion check or performance, if that makes a difference.
I will need that.
Wow.
Even with a
Oh
5.
dear.
Yeah. Um, I think that has to mean you're like overdoing it. Like you're in there with like full on like thriller zombie walk or something like that.
Oh God.
I'm like
Everybody just like, oh.
I
We've
just
s-
went and I saw Shaun of the Dead on the big screen last weekend. It was really fun because that's a good movie. But there's just that scene where it's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna practice being like a zombie now. Um, but so in any case, I think you, as you are kind of shuffling up, um, suddenly realize that like the one set of eyes from each table, like bloodshot, you can tell even though it's gray. It's kind of like looking up at you, like, what are you doing? One of the there is an empty table, so and one of the skeletons from behind the bar walks over and gestures at the empty table,
I'll sit down.
and it stands by expectantly.
Uh, I'll hand it a gold coin.
It's standing
Or,
there.
One ale.
It takes the gold coin and it heads back to the bar to pour you an ale. And I think is anyone else following in promptly or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Use me as the distraction.
We should go to the bartender.
Yeah, I was
Microwave.
thinking about that, but given the fact that they don't have lungs, I don't think they can talk.
Mm. No, but they may
Right?
be able to gesticulate. We might go
Yeah.
with yes or no questions, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Let's give that a shot.
All right. So while the two of you are coming in, are you like making an effort to like look like you belong, or are you still just using the cloaks? I'm just saying,
I,
like you're going to stand out more, but won't have to make a roll depending on what you're trying to do.
yeah, Malleus is not trying to blend
No,
in.
Okay.
That's
no.
All right.
he's made an effort by putting on a cloak over his magnificence.
Sure.
I totally got it.
Hey, all of this, they would be blessed with my presence if they knew.
Mm-hmm.
I'm keeping it on the down low, but
Yeah.
there's only so far I'm willing to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tarsus's opinion is that he might make matters worse by trying, so he's just going to just
Sure.
go straight
Okay.
normal.
So the two of you
Yeah.
are coming into the bar. While that's happening, you are brought a beer that is obvious just looking at it, Radius, that has been watered down. Like you can just tell
It's
looking
just
at it. Like it's a relatively dusty mug, but it's just like a very pale, watery looking beer. And it is
the
brought
worst
to
part
you.
is it's gray.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's and you are brought 7 silver in change.
And one desultory bubble comes up from the
Flop.
And then
I will just casually sip at the with my I will literally like sitting down like hunched over it slowly sipping
Sure.
looking distraught in my dramatics.
Mm-hmm. So as soon as you break eye contact, the skeleton goes back to work. In the meantime, Tarsus and Malleus are at the bar.
Right.
Okay.
And there's a skeleton, hands on the bar, looking at you.
All right. Uh,
Is your charisma better than
Malleus
mine?
will. Huh?
You wanna lead or shall I? Who has the better
I'll.
charisma here?
I have a +4.
Then you're the talker. I can back you up though. I can give you advantage. Okay.
Yeah. I'll look over at what Radius got, and I'm like, is that water?
Martha's laugh.
It's like, rather than a drink, I need some information. Where I heard that you guys had a pretty dramatic execution happen here fairly recently. Is that correct?
The skeleton face with that, the toothy grin, kind of just cocks its head.
Okay. Do you know of anyone here who would know where they took this stuff? I might be interested in purchasing something that one of those people had.
Make a persuasion check.
All right, we will try and see if Malleus's toothy grin matches the skeleton's toothy grin.
But I,
Uh,
I will chime in to try to give you advantage by saying, get up. We can make it worth your while to help us.
Yeah, sure.
Skeleton.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll with
Yeah.
advantage.
Yep. That's
Okay. All right. How about dirty 20?
There you go. So the skeleton takes this in, and then kind of holds up one finger and then turns away and goes behind the bar through a door that says employees only.
Okay.
I was thinking a beaded curtain made out of bones, but that's fine.
So momentarily emerging back into the bar along with the skeleton is a figure with extremely very pale white skin and milky eyes. Like they give you the impression of someone who is undead, and they are wearing clothes that just the same shades of gray as everyone else, but the number of shades of gray on their clothing suggests to you that it would have been colorful before,
Mm-hmm.
meaning it wouldn't have just been all one solid color before.
Right.
And this person comes over to the bar and just says, "I'm Rorik Witherblade. I run this tavern, the Castle of Bone," which is the name of the place you would have seen on the sign outside.
Yep.
And we lost someone again.
Paul.
Yeah. So I heard that you're asking about the effects of the folks that were executed a few days ago.
Yeah. One of them had something that I'm interested in purchasing, if it would be available.
Now, how is it that you would have any idea what those items were?
Because I knew them before they got here.
Huh. And what if I were to tell you that I highly doubt the person who currently owns them is interested in selling them to anybody?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Right now, all I'm looking for is information.
Well, it's easy enough to tell you that the High Cardinal has those items.
Okay.
And I'll tell you for free also that if you successfully argued them into selling them, having them sell anything to you, it would be the first time I'd ever heard of it. But I guess what I'm looking to know
Mm-hmm.
is if you, and I'm assuming your friends,
Mm-hmm.
having heard that, are still thinking you're not going to leave this city without him. You can make an insight check
That-
if you like.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely do need to.
Sure, sure. Yeah. No, I mean,
And
that
well, I'm not great at it, but
it is a mechanical function of the game. It's designed.
yep,
Yeah.
it's
13.
13.
Yeah. You get the impression that this is a test of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
That but your impression from him is that would not be opposed to that sort of thing. He doesn't seem like he's a
Mhm.
fan of the High Cardinal.
Yeah. I think that there are a multitude of ways that that discussion can go. But yes, there is one item that they had that I would not be willing to leave the city without.
Mm-hmm.
We will see how that goes then.
Well, here's my suggestion then.
Mm-hmm.
I think you and your friend there have a little more green than you're going to want to have anyone else in the city see. Certainly
Mm-hmm.
not any of the beholders.
Mm-hmm.
And so if the rest of your friends have a similar issue, then I would suggest you gather them all and come with me into my back room. We can have a freer conversation there.
Okay. That sounds, conversation sounds like it would be useful. And so, he'll look at the window and kind of make a head motion at the raven and maybe
Mm-hmm.
and maybe spine.
Yeah. Well, Spine, I'm imagining, is probably not right there.
No.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think Spine, actually, one of the things that happens while they've gone in there is you do see one of the beholders sort of floating through the plaza, and they do seem to be just going about their business. They don't look like they're searching for anything in particular, but they are pretty,
Yeah, they're around.
yeah.
They're
In fact,
noticeable.
I'm going to have you go ahead and make a stealth with advantage because you're kind of already hidden
Right.
and you see them coming.
Let's see if I can stop whirling crap. Yes, there we go. 20.
Yeah.
Yay!
Okay. So, despite the 11 eyes, one big central plus 10 eye stalks of this thing peering all over the place as it floats through the plaza, you are able to escape its notice and watch as it passes through. But certainly raises the prospect that they're around.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Spine didn't hear this, but any of the beholders? There's more than two? Great. Lovely.
So
I love it.
I think
Perfect.
as part of the research that you all did, you learned that the takeover of Hopeless by the High Cardinal, she came in with a team of 8 beholders.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
Paul, you just missed the bad news.
What bad news?
Team of 8 beholders.
Yeah,
Well,
sealed instances of the-
so
of the
there
beholder.
were 8 at the time that
Uh-huh.
the High Cardinal took over.
Uh-huh.
There are presumably still 8 as far as you know. You don't know where they are. They haven't shown up or anything.
Yeah.
But one of them did float through the plaza. Spine remained unseen. But you have also now met Rorik Witherblade, the owner of the Castle of Bone Tavern, who has invited you to gather your party and meet him in his back room.
Okay. Let's talk
Okay.
to let's talk to the
So if
person.
So
Spine
I
gets
will-
the signal
I will
to,
get I will give a signal to Spine to come
Mm-hmm.
in and open the door for me.
All right. So I think without too much difficulty, you are all now able to gather and follow Rorik um, through this back room door, and it's just a similarly gray hallway. But everyone make a perception check.
Perception check.
Not great at these either.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. Not 20.
And that 20.
Not 20, so I got a
Wow.
17.
Nice.
Yeah, got some high. So only
I'm
um,
clueless.
only Malleus and Radius in this case. You feel like as you move into this hallway, kind of distant and still very muffled, you feel like you hear music. And Rorik pauses before, like he goes to what looks like sort of a dead end in the hallway, and he says, I'm going to ask all of you to keep quiet until we're inside. It's important.
Gotcha.
He knocks on the wall, dunk, 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 and you hear the music stop. Those of you who were hearing it before.
Mm-hmm.
And then he feels around on the like the baseboard and presses a secret button, and a door opens, and he leads you down into a secret speakeasy. A vibrant, elegant chamber where there are people eating nice food. There's people. There's like a 3-part band that had been playing, and they're looking to Rorik for like to wait for when they can start again. There are some people lounging around in states of undress that suggest that they might be before or after various other sensual activities. And as he guides you in, notable, by the way, most of the people here, in fact, all of the people I think are still very much in black and white, but some of them have just a little bit of glow of color to their cheeks.
Oh my God,
Wow.
we're in the fantasy version of Equilibrium, and I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It
as
just
he
sits
ushers you
there.
inside, he closes the door, and it's a relatively thick door. It's got some obvious like soundproofing on it, and then when he gets you inside, he nods to the band, and they start up again. And I think it's just like a flute and a guitar and some bongos or something like
Well,
that.
that's
It's,
luxury in
that's
this
awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. We came to the best. We find the best speakeasies.
place. We've done this multiple times now.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
so.
there always is one.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So as Rorik guides you to a table where there's cushions of bright purple velvet, he gestures for you to sit, and he just says, "I think you can tell that I don't approve of the High Cardinal's way of doing things."
Well, I'm
Yeah.
sure the adherence
Yep.
to a drab nature is not good for business.
Well,
Yeah, no.
to tell you what's not good for business is displaying anything colorful or emotional in public where it'll get you executed promptly.
Mhm.
So this stuff needs to stay entirely secret under the current leadership of Hopeless.
Wait, so now
Yep.
does the current leadership always oversee the executions?
There are executions that don't take place at the
Ah.
gallows.
Ah,
Sometimes the beholders will just kill people on the spot when they see someone dressed in colorful clothing or laughing or doing anything of that sort. But special occasions, yeah, they make a show of it. I suppose I should tell you I have this experience firsthand. I was a minstrel once upon a time, and I thought that the people of Hopeless deserved a little spirit and song. And
Uh-huh.
guess what? Beholders killed me. So I managed to come back. I'm, as you see me now, clearly undead.
Mhm.
Wait.
Like it's not subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is, and in some ways, I'm kind of stuck here because I think what's animating me at the moment is my desire to see the High Cardinal pay for what she's done. And so, not going anywhere without seeing that happen, and yet, all by my lonesome, can't do much against beholders.
Right.
So,
Are
Right.
there like so now the Raven pipes up?
mhm.
How many
Oh,
left?
geez. Okay, you're okay. I thought you were just a bird, but yeah, okay. Sorry. Yeah, no, that I mean, it's fine. You just surprised me. That's all. It's no offense.
Perfect.
Isn't that a good thing?
Sure. Yeah. No, I mean, like, yeah, you totally. I believed it. Yeah, I totally thought you were just a bird. So good job. Yes. As to answer your question, my understanding, you rarely see all of them in the same place at the same time, but no one has heard anything about any of them going down, and so you almost never see more than two at the same time. They're spread out all over the city, making sure everyone knows that they're being watched all the time. So, they're always on patrol.
Yeah.
Where does the current the person who runs them, where do they live? Stay?
Well, did you get a look around the city? There's
2 mansions.
yeah. So one of those is Tomden Manor, which is just, used to be the Tomden twins lived there until they got themselves killed by unrelated reasons. That it wasn't actually the High Cardinal and her beholders, but they had a whole other thing going. It's honestly not important because Tomden Manor is not where you need to go. The other one is where the High Cardinal has taken over. I don't think anyone's seen the inside of that for as long as she's been here, but it used to belong to the town mayor when it was a somewhat different place. I mean, Hopeless was never like, the light, right? It was never a fun place, but
Yeah.
it didn't have punishment of death for wearing colors before.
Yeah.
Right. Um, well, would you happen to know of a way to get to the mayor's old house?
Well, yeah, I mean, sure. That's not too
Yeah.
hard to
No,
get
like
there. I would recommend the two of you, the
secret
Dragonborn.
way.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so I was just going to say the house is kind of up on a hill. There's not really like there are back entrances. So you can kind of choose which direction you want to approach the house from, but I don't have like a secret tunnel that comes up in the basement or anything.
Yeah. That would be too convenient.
Any sewers?
I mean,
Have a look around.
it's up on a hill. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I mean,
still
I
would want to have a sewer to get the stuff down to the rest of the sewer.
I suppose that's true, but I'm guessing I guess I just didn't cross my mind that anyone would want to climb
Gates
up
would
that
be-
particular shaft, so to speak.
Yeah.
Let's
Preferentially
do-
not.
let's
Yeah.
see what else he has to offer. first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
let's-
Jess and
Do they get any sort of supplies at all?
Well, I mean, the beholders will occasionally seize things, carry them with the telekinetic ray, and bring them to the house. They don't get any other kind of normal shipment. I'm
Yeah.
not exactly sure what the High Cardinal, the Maiden of Misery, I'm not sure exactly what they are. You know, they're humanoid in shape, but they float around when they travel. They clearly have magic, and those beholders follow her commands. So obviously, she's got some level of power, but I don't really know what her history is. She seems like she's trying to emulate the Lady of Pain, I guess, but I don't know much about her either. So, for all I know, they're long lost cousins. So, I guess what I'm saying is that certainly I
Yeah.
think there might be some level of sewer access, but it's probably, you know, you're going to be following sewer tunnels and like I mean,
so I
Yeah.
can't turn into an alligator in the sewers this time. Got it.
well,
Yeah.
so I guess what I'm saying is there might be a way through that way, but I don't know it.
Know
I
what it
haven't
is.
spent
Yeah.
much time in the sewers.
Okay. Okay.
But what we can do
Mhm.
is we could arrange a distraction. We have some items that have various colors on them that would certainly attract the attention of the beholders. We could plant them in places across the city to attract the attention of the beholders and try to draw as many of them away from that house as possible.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea.
And then we have fewer of them. We just have the high cardinal and whatever's left. to
Now,
deal with.
I would bet that no matter how many we draw away, there's going to be at least one that stays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But one is better than 3 or 5
Yeah.
or 8.
Or
8.
8.
Yes.
Or
Yes,
8.
that would be much appreciated.
So I guess you can consider this a need to know, I suppose, but I am curious. What is this object that you're so determined to recover?
It's a mimir
Okay.
that
That-
is useful to us in tracking down the
Modron Mark.
The
Modron,
missing Modron
the,
mark.
mi- the Modron March, because we believe that directly impacts our continued existence.
Okay.
And possibly the
So-
fate of the multiverse. No pressure.
Yeah, there's also that.
All right. Okay.
Now you can see why we're so desperate to actually
Sure.
take
Get
this
it.
on.
Yeah, that is the one. There are other magic items that she has that I would be interested in regaining, but
As would I. But the
at this
mimir is the
point,
must.
the mimir is the most important.
Now, also, I would also like to just note this is going to be tough, and we've never died multiple times in the same place in any sort of rapid succession.
Excuse me?
It's
Oh.
part of the world ending thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know what us being here and potentially dying again will do.
I don't think that it will necessarily have any kind of impact on the glitch.
Yeah, probably not.
I think you'll just get another version of me. It won't be as awesome.
I
won't be as handsome. It
We
won't be able
have-
to cast fireball, but it will actually be me.
Yeah, this is peak Malleus right here.
Yes. Well,
I have been
think we're-
looking forward to playing him so much, you guys.
Well,
All right.
honestly, at this point, how about
Oh.
we just honestly, we'll let them distract as much as they can, and we'll do what we do best.
Move fast and
Make a
break things.
mess.
Yeah, no,
That and win.
yes, this
And
time we're
win.
murder. We're murder. That's it.
Listen,
Murder
if you
hobos.
could kill the High Cardinal, that would be fantastic. I mean, I will absolutely settle for making a mess of her house. But
We'll see what we can do
Yeah.
because she's also on my list.
Oh, we'll burn the house down too. Don't worry, that's definitely going to happen because
Fireball.
yeah,
so, as I mentioned, nobody's really gotten a look inside the house for a long time. But the truth is, anytime there's anything left behind from the executions, she has it brought back to that house. That's how I knew your stuff would be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
So maybe we
she
don't
keeps
want to
them
burn
like
it down until
trophies.
we have
To
it.
get our stuff in hand. That's true.
hey, magical items are very durable.
I'm not sure my rope would survive the fire,
Probably not.
but the gem, the armor, the mace,
Is it
Yes,
magical
the
rope?
the rope of entanglement. Remember?
Oh, I mean, it's magical. It might.
It might, but let's get the Mimir and my stuff and Malleus's stuff if we can, and make a mess of of Thingle's house, and hopefully not all die.
And hopefully, like, at least cut off a hand.
Bloody your nose, as it were.
Yeah.
And by bloody your nose, meaning break some bones.
Honestly,
Tarsus
guys,
punches his-
I'm just at this point, I feel like we're gonna pull the hood back and it's gonna be a 3-headed hag. So I just say we murder him.
If it's
And just
if
be
it's a hand, yeah,
done.
I am. Hold up, Malleus holds up a hand to Radius. We're there.
Just murder them.
Yeah. Rourke like, well, I mean, she might be a hag. I
We've
don't
had
know
problems
if she's
with
not.
hags. We hate
Yeah.
hags. We hate hags.
Yeah, I'm getting that. Yeah, so I mean,
Mm.
all right.
I wonder
So
what a hag tastes like.
I don't know. I think it'd be stringy and get cut in your teeth.
Mm.
I think you'd need like a good barbecue sauce and like a long roasting time if you were going to eat them.
you
We'll
know
think
we
about
have food here. If you want to just eat food like a person.
Yeah, we were joking around because I
Okay.
don't think we would ever. We don't know where she's been. We would need her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Toxins bioaccumulate.
sure. So when do you want to try for this?
All right. So at this point, I'm going to say that my 4th hour is up and I'm going to turn into myself. Well, my
Yeah.
human self. And I will have like dressed darkly beforehand anyway.
Mhm.
So there's been this talking raven, and now there's a humanoid in the same place and with hide armor and like swamp water hair and
Yeah. I think maybe. All right. So let's say we'll do this as soon as possible.
well,
I think we need to. I think we need to get me and Tarsus. We need better disguises.
Well, here I can help with that.
yeah.
And he goes to a trunk that has what looks like it's full of just like bandage type wrappings, but the bandages are like gray.
Okay.
And so you can kind of like wrap up any exposed part of yourself for when you're on the streets. We got a few folks around here who make use of those when they indulge a little too much here, and the glow on their cheeks won't fade for a couple of days.
Okay.
Okay.
That's awesome. Cora, you might want to do something with the hair.
The
Just
hair is a
saying,
bit much.
the hair is green. Not
Yeah,
quite as green as me, but still green.
My
Good
knife
color.
is
I
sharp.
like it.
You know.
No,
Yeah.
the hair is saying where it is. But yeah, I can well basically I'm in black cloak and such, so I'll just take some of the bandages as well and
Mhm.
make sure that my hair is tightly wrapped.
Mhm.
Now I'm just
Yeah.
Right.
Alrighty. Yep.
So, if we're going to do this,
Mhm.
I obviously have no way to control this or enforce this.
Mhm.
And hopefully, it wouldn't even need to be said, but I'll say it anyway. If you get caught,
we didn't know you.
everyone in this room right now would be dead if you say anything. And I mean,
You help us out.
I'd be dead,
We'll.
again, like, well, or destroyed, or who knows what happens after that.
Yep.
This room, this club of yours, Tarsa says, is probably the one thing keeping Hopeless from sinking into Hades. It's a counterbalance to the oppression outside. So if something happened to you, the whole city would be lost and they'd have to start from scratch. I
Well,
would not like to have that happen.
yeah,
It's a public service, really.
here's hoping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Everybody have a drink for Spine's catchphrase.
and
Uh,
I look at I look at it and say, do y'all have to water it down that much? My God.
listen, the people up there who order that like it. Or at the very least, they don't care.
Mhm.
So it's kind of it's also kind of a front. So like I get it, but like if you want a good beer, I can give you a good beer down here.
No.
Yeah.
But it just
yes,
is,
I know it's terrible up there. I mean, it's kind of like,
it was
well,
really
okay,
bad.
let me put it this way. If the only customers you had every day, day in and day out, no matter what you gave them, displayed no reaction whatsoever, how long do you think you'd keep giving them the good stuff?
Well, I mean, also how I mean, depending on how well they indulge, they might get colorful and then well,
That would then cause a problem.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Nope. It's understandable.
Yeah,
What-
no,
How
it's
did they move in, by the way? Like, did they just teleport in?
I mean, no, they floated.
Well, I
They
mean,
came in through the gate.
oh, well, I mean, so like the original leaders. So what happened after the original leaders left? Did no one just like the town just
Well,
continue?
you say left. It was more like we're disintegrated.
Mhm.
Ah, okay, okay.
regime change,
Yeah.
Ah,
Radius, regime change.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, I see. I figured it was maybe like the twins got themselves removed because of other things.
Well, they weren't the mayor. They were just.
No,
Rich.
their whole thing was more about them trying to be entrepreneurs, and I don't know if it has sunk in yet, but this isn't a great town for starting a new business.
Right.
They had trouble, and they ended up really diving in with both feet and then their souls, and
Ooh.
so they both died in a tragic accident. And I don't say it that way because I have any specific knowledge that it wasn't an accident. But boy, if there was anyone who was practically begging to have an accident happen to them, it was those two boys. And ever since, their house is haunted. And so the High Cardinal thinks that's just fine. And so there it stands, haunted as hell.
That's
So yeah,
Mm.
you don't need to go to that one.
Is hell actually haunted?
Well,
I would-
it's all there's depends
It's
on
all
what you mean,
relative.
right? Like because if we're talking about Hades or we're talking about Carcerai, we're talking about Avernus. Like, I mean, all of these places technically have a lot of souls of people who used to be alive. So, yes.
I
Mhm.
wonder what the effect on this place in the reality falling into Hades aspect of things, if we do get to kill this High Cardinal. But that'd be a really big shock to, not shock, but counter to that sort of thing.
Yeah.
One step at a time.
I mean,
Okay.
let's not go overboard.
Mhm.
If we get the opportunity, sure. But chances are good that's not going to be in the cards.
We hope. But
I mean, if it
Let's
does,
see.
we're probably in big trouble.
Oh God.
yeah.
Well,
I mean, somebody who can command beholders? Really?
Might be out of our
I,
league.
we're best off if we just never see her.
Well,
True.
listen, like I said, my only request is that you make a mess and cause her some trouble. If you were to kill her, fantastic. But the key is just not a word about any of us here,
Yep.
Yep.
and do what you can.
You have a deal.
Right.
Are you ready to do this right now, or you need anything first?
Let's do this tomorrow. So those of us who do the whole finger waggle thing of some sort or another can maybe customize ourselves to what we
Sort of.
may need.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
fine.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
no
So
problem.
I'm looking at my spell list right now.
hmm.
Yeah, prioritize stuff that goes boom.
Uh, I don't know if I want to prioritize for boom. I only have so much boom available as a druid.
Well, so
Have at least one boom.
what I'm going to suggest is that you stay here and not go back out on the streets. I don't think
Yeah,
we
that
want to
makes a good
risk you
idea.
getting spotted
Yeah.
in
Yep.
between. If you
Yep.
need anything
That's-
from outside, let me know and we can get it for you.
We've,
All right.
we've,
We're good.
Yeah.
Very well.
So, I think that as you kind of like settle in, he does. It's like I don't have a separate room for each of you, but you know, certainly you can figure it out. And I got the one open bedroom at the moment, and you know, I leave it to you all to decide how to handle that. I know there are a couple of occupied bedrooms that might not be sad to have to be further occupied, if you follow
Yep.
me.
Right.
Having someone who's still got their color is kind of a novelty around here. But I'll leave all that to you to decide how you want to handle it. So, in the meantime, he gives you some food, and I think that it's not like fancy on the order of something you would get in a really nice restaurant, but it is flavorful. It has, you know, like you know, it's a little spicy. It's you know, generous portions, and you know,
Yeah. It's what an Englishman would consider flavorful, not what a New Delhi native would consider flavorful.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's like going from like minus something to plus 100.
mhm,
There's a lot of
Yeah.
range in there.
yeah. So you're given meals, and I think that there are a few of the other patrons here, kind of giving some of you looks of just like, I don't know,
Yeah.
never
So
tried a
it's-
dragonborn before.
and
That
since we're
sort
going to
of
be
thing.
hanging out here, I'm like not going to bother with covering up or anything.
Sure, not you
so-
know, not necessary.
Yeah, we
inside
don't
here.
have to shake. We don't have to hide so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I just want to conjure elemental?
All right, so
Decisions. Yeah.
Yeah.
You all are free to complete a long rest, unless you have any other like business that you want to
No.
talk
Nope.
through or role play in the meantime.
No.
I mean, you've already had kind of a day. You spent a
Mhm.
lot of like mountain climbing.
Right.
Mhm, mhm.
Mm.
And falling
Yeah.
off of walls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
creeping through the
So
city. Yeah.
all the healing, all the. All right. So I think I'm going to prepare. Do I do that or do I?
You know what? You know what we really need in this situation?
Mhm.
Paint bombs. And it's really a shame that we didn't bring
Yeah.
any from up top.
Either
Alas.
that, or it's a shame to. I'll look at I'll look at Cora's like, do you have color spray?
Let me look at my known spells again.
That might be very useful.
I will let you all do this for just a moment. I have to step away just momentarily. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, because I'll let y'all know Malleus is a warlock, so he's only got like 2 spell slots.
Well, I'm going
But
back to our
yeah,
sponsors list.
yeah.
This technical difficulty is brought to you by the Tomb of Annihilation Mechanist Division, now hiring mechanics for trap and automation maintenance, competitive salary and benefits. Inquire at the website.
Yeah. The trick is you just
I-
have to get there.
Okay. So I do not have color spray.
Okay.
What I do have access to is conjure Fae. Sorry, summon Fae.
Summon
Summon
Fae.
Fae.
So summon the small Fae spirit.
Yeah.
Um,
Color spray.
Fuming, mirthful, or tricksy. Um,
Yeah.
All right.
Got to use
But
one of our
that does-
sponsors, Christiana.
Oh yeah.
but none of those actually have like. That's more like stuff in combat, not.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Um,
Alrighty.
decisions.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Is
I've
everyone
got.
more or less settled?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll take Freedom of the Winds because might save me one getting disintegrated.
Hmm? I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. So, the plan then is straightforward. You know, Rorik has a couple of his people selecting various colorful items, and they are going to be responsible for spreading out through the city and trying to place those prominently and escape notice, but have the color itself be noticed, just not who's placing it, in order to attract the attention of the beholders. And this is all planned to, well, so first of all, I guess all of you can kind of decide. Day or night doesn't make a huge difference here, but would you be trying to do it when it's still dark, or?
Yeah, darkness is probably to our benefit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
even things that have dark vision, that's usually a range limit.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know,
Yep.
And
that's helpful.
trying to get in further to this place, closer to our target, or at least the storage area, will be easier under dark.
Yeah.
Well, the darkness affects you all too, though. So right, so
Right,
it's a,
right.
But I mean, if you can absolutely do it when it's still dark.
I think we may want to do day because we also want the beholders to clearly see the bright, sparkly things.
Hmm. That's a good point.
Yeah, we want them distracted and swarming the city.
That's a good point.
Well, no, you moved pretty well through the city before, so maybe if we do it during the day, but kind of use some of that stuff you did before, we can get there with during the daylight.
Right.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay, so
I
that's,
guess yeah. And besides, I mean, yeah.
I think Rorik says like the beholders can see really well in the dark, so I think that they're not really hindered as much as most humanoids would be.
Mm,
Right.
fair.
So in that case, yeah, let's go with daylight then.
Yeah.
So
All right.
we're at our best.
Yep, daylight is the
Mhm. So what the plan is, and Rorik tells you is, so you can all get into position in sight of the manor, and you can kind of choose, what way you want to try to go in. Like I said, there's a couple of different entrances, other than the front door. You can take your pick, but wait until you see the sign.
It'll open up our eyes. We'll see the sign.
Well, I guess you'll have to decide on your own. But I recommend having your eyes open because it will be difficult otherwise to see the sign.
All right. We appreciate your assistance. They won't learn anything from us.
Thank you.
So,
And good luck.
Thank you. Thank you for your
You
help,
as well.
Rorik.
So I think all of you can make your way using your best paths and your instinctive knowledge moving through the city, and
Yeah.
you've got the wrappings. And so the truth is that for the most part here, you really don't necessarily need to remain entirely undetected because you are covered sufficiently that you will pass a brief inspection. And so you make your way through, and there is kind of this house up on a hill, and you can see that it's got it's got like some clearer space all the way around it, right? So it's there's not a lot of little alleys that'll get you right up to it. You don't see any beholders outside. Actually, no, I'm sorry. You do see there's one that is kind of floating around, kind of in a general, like, circular patrol around it. But as you are there in position waiting, you see that across the city, you see a firework go off, sending a big starburst of red, orange, and yellow, and sending a big pop across reverberating around the city, and the beholder that had been floating around outside just says, "Oh man," and floats off in that direction.
Okay. At the same time, so one of the spells I took, second level is called Skywrite.
Ooh.
Range sight. So I will pick a spot elsewhere,
Mm-hmm.
like kind of like if there's more than one, try to divert someone off to another direction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's made out of clouds because it's a skywriting spell, but
Sure.
down with the cardinal.
Nice. Yeah. So I think as you cast the spell and the clouds shape themselves into those words, you hear kind of across the city several more words like, "Oh man, oh man, oh man." And so it would seem that there are at least several beholders that have had their attention drawn by these distractions. And so as of right now, you don't see anyone or anything outside or around this house. And I'm going
All
to
right.
put us on a map.
Yay!
All right.
Yay!
And as we do uh initiatives, I am casting Burk Skin on myself.
Okay. Well,
Because
so
I would like to have an
Oh,
AC.
I
Yep.
haven't rolled
And-
initiative yet, but so I
Yeah.
do have on this map, as you can see, I have you sort of on the map near the front door. But
Mhm.
if you were had to like go around, you would see that there are back entrances here and here.
Yeah.
Probably think we would want to go towards a back entrance.
Yeah, and I'm casting mage armor on myself as well. Finger
Yeah.
wiggly people unite.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you have a preference of the northeast or northwest?
Looks like the northeast one goes up to the up to a higher level. It's got more stairs.
That's
Maybe,
it.
or just
I know what you mean, but it's the same. It goes to the same level.
okay. In that case, the northwest because
Yeah.
it's
Northwest.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Less
Is everyone
stairs to-
able to move your token?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, someone moved
Uh,
me, so
Yeah.
I don't seem to be able.
Okay.
Move mine.
Well, let me. You should be able to.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
set. It's set
I mean,
to
it's
your
set-
character.
All right. Let me log out and come back.
Okay.
I'll reload the page. Yeah, there we go.
Everyone
Okay,
else is good?
yeah.
I
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
go to
Dun,
All right.
dun, 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 dun,
All right. So, there is a door.
I'm going to sneak up to the door
Mm-hmm.
and look it over, look for locks and traps and things like that.
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation, or I don't know. Let me think. Looking for. I think investigation is looking for traps and stuff.
Okay. Um, um,
I could be persuaded that it's perception instead. I've always thought that it was a little bit could
yeah,
see that.
If it's
either way.
investigation, I'll do it.
yeah, go ahead.
Investigation, I'll do it.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. I'll check this thing out. Let's see. Of course, little guidance on myself.
Whoops. I did not mean to do that.
24.
Okay. 24. Yeah, there does not seem to be any traps that you can see. There is a mundane lock with a
Okay.
keyhole.
I'm going to try that lock.
Yeah,
I
you
believe
do that.
in the 24 rules, that's a sleight of hand check, correct?
Yes. Well, I'm gonna say make a sleight of hand check. Don't remember what the.
23.
But yeah, 23. Yes, easily done. It is not a sophisticated lock. You are able to unlock it with no difficulty. Whoops.
Okay.
So,
Going to quietly open the door and take a peek inside.
yep. You see that you've got kind of a like a rear storage room here. It's sort of like a mud room that you imagine like groundskeepers might have their tools and stuff in.
Okay. I'm gonna slink across the wave everybody on that the coast is clear and slink across the room toward the door on the far side.
All right.
Yep.
And,
And Malleus is right behind you.
Okay.
I'll be center.
And
Let's see.
I am in the back.
Actually, I can be. I guess I will be in the back for the moment.
Sure. Okay. So this door here does not appear to have a lock on it. It's just an interior
okay,
door.
I'm going to quietly open up and try and
Make a stealth check.
peek inside.
No.
17.
17. You see a very fancy dining room It looks like it's kept cleanish. It's not like
Mhm.
covered with layers and layers of dust and so on, but it also just it's a big room with lots of chairs and does not look
Okay.
like it was used like today, but it's a difference between that and saying it hasn't been used in 40 years or something.
Right.
Right.
Right. All right. Give
me
the
see.
all clear.
Sure.
Slip inside.
So there's a set of double doors on the west wall, and then a single door on the south wall.
And there's a chimney to the west of us, right?
Um,
That-
yes, yeah, you did pass the
okay.
chimney on that side, yeah.
Not likely to be in the kitchen. So, but to the only other way, yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm going to slowly, carefully, peek through that doorway to the
Okay.
south.
Make another stealth check.
I'm gonna blow one of these sooner or later.
Don't speak that into existence, please.
Well, for all you know, you've failed already. You just haven't observed it yet.
17.
Okay. Um, so through that door, you see it is a very small room in there that seems to be just like you gather that that's the sort. It's like a servant's sitting room. Like they wait in there when they're to be out of sight.
Yep, that's the kind of place I'm looking for. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
cross through,
Yeah.
check that
All
door.
right.
Check, same deal. Want another stealth check? I just realized that I do have reliable talent and I haven't been using it.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, well, that's good. Good to
Yeah.
remember. So let's get another stealth check as you look for this door.
okay, that's a 21.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So as you peek through the door,
Mhm.
let's see. You open the door and you see a big, elaborate, fancy central staircase foyer and a beholder looking right at you.
Crap.
They have a passive
Alrighty
perception
then.
of 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye,
So,
aye, aye.
are we
So yeah, we're
rolling
gonna roll
initiative then?
initiative. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
All right. I
So-
think everyone should be on there already. Please tell me if you don't see yourself on the tracker.
Oh, wow.
Everyone's getting new ones on there anyway. It's fine.
Hopefully that's my only low roll.
Okay.
Oh, good gods.
All right. So, just so happens that we have so Tarsus and Cora both rolled the same, so you can choose which of you wants to.
I'm a plus
go
one.
first. Well,
No, you-
so
you
the
get to
new
choose.
rule is that you can
Oh.
just choose. You don't have to go by the dex.
Okay. Oh,
So
Is it more needful for you to go first, Cora?
it's not needful, but it's a question of.
I mean, both of you are in the
Um,
back of the lineup, so that's
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are in the back of
We'd
the
have
line.
to
yeah.
move up anyway.
Mhm.
And there's
No,
not a
That's
lot
a
of room.
bonus.
Yeah.
Um,
You quietly hear Malia say, "Oh shit."
Well, see, there's still room
Thing
for
is,
for
since-
Spine to just say, "Never mind, it just close the door."
Yeah,
I think I can
Door disintegrates.
see. I can.
I'll let you go first.
All right,
You
because
just force the
I
issue.
am going to drop a moonbeam
Okay.
at. Let's go
Can
at
you see
fourth
it?
level.
Ooh.
Yeah, if
Do
I.
you need?
I
Well,
need to.
I think with the two doors open, then yeah, I think she can.
Yeah, it's
see
also a
through.
40.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
in range to do that, and
so it drops a 40 I'm dropping a 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder
Mhm.
on a point within range.
Yeah. So,
So you can put it
Oh.
right on the right like spotlight on the thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Ta-da! This
Yeah.
is your death.
Yeah. So the little blue circle. So like it would have cover, partial cover, if you were making an attack roll, but for just targeting a location with the moonbeam, you
Yeah.
can just
Yeah.
you see where it is enough for that. Okay. So I believe that this is a spell where it makes a save on its turn. Oh wait, no. Okay. When the cylinder
I just
appears, each creature in it makes a Constitution saving throw. All right. Beholder. Got a 13. I believe
Not
you
very
got a
good.
DC 15. Yeah.
15.
So it's going to fail and it's going to take 16 radiant damage.
And the creature also makes a save when the spell area moves into its space, and when it enters the spell's area or ends its turn there. So it can get out of it during on its turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. And then minus 16 radiant damage. Okay. All right. Doesn't like that. Ah!
Next.
Intruders! Okay. So anything else for your turn? You staying where you are?
Yeah, I'm staying where I am for the
Okay.
moment.
All right. That would make it Tarsus's turn.
Tarsus's turn is rather easy. He says the blessings of Vulcan be upon us all, and casts a 4th level bless, which blesses the 5 of us.
All right.
All right.
We're gonna need those saving throw ads. So,
Yeah, we're definitely gonna need that.
So
Okay.
that's what I should have done in the last encounter. But so,
well,
yep.
you know.
That's Tarsus is not going to move. He's going to stay right where he is for the moment.
Okay. Lest. Okay. Cuspid, your turn. Or excuse me,
Okay.
Spine.
Fine. Spine is going to take 10 feet of movement to get to here.
Mm-hmm.
Take the attack action. I can't get my sneak attack this turn because I'm not an assassin. I'm a thief. So I can't get that, like, hasn't taken its action yet, sneak attack. But I can give it a good whacking with my dagger and my short sword. So did that roll?
It hasn't come
Oh.
through in the roll 20 at least, but
I hate that. All right. So that's a 17 to hit.
okay.
then we're
17.
going to use-
Unfortunately, it's thick, rubbery hide. It's too tough for 17.
So I'm going to use the nick ability of my dagger to get an offhand attack in the attack action
Mm-hmm.
without having to take a bonus action. That's only a
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
I will take the bonus action disengage
Mm-hmm.
and take the last 20 feet of my movement to scamper up these stairs and behind
Okay.
this sculpture and take cover from where the beholder is right now.
Sure.
So at least I'm not going to be in range of its like legendary action attacks.
Yeah. Well, so you've put yourself behind total cover at least for now.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, that just reminds me. I'm double checking what the upper floor looks like there. Oh, okay. So I wanted to double check. The layout is a little different than what you might be thinking because it doesn't.
okay.
It's actually not on both sides. The
Oh,
bottom of
okay.
the stairs is on the right side.
Oh, I see.
And
I
then,
see.
so
Well,
the left-
okay.
yeah.
In that case, I'm hiding under the stairs.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay. It is now.
The important thing is I'm behind this
Yes.
gigantic statue that hopefully
That
the boss
certainly
doesn't
still
want
works,
anybody
but yeah,
disintegrated.
but you're under the stairs, not on the stairs. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it is the beholder's turn now, and he is definitely going to move out of this moonbeam. And then I think that he is gonna start targeting folks with rays because that's what beholders do. So I think first Um, I think I as he moved, I think he would have. I think you. I'm going to say you would have. You would have cover for an attack roll where you are,
Okay.
but I
All
don't
right.
think you are completely out of sight. So I
Okay.
think the
All right.
saving
Yeah, I
throw
didn't have
raise.
another action to hide
Yeah,
it.
no, that's. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
I just want to play fair with it. But
What?
yeah, so we're
Mhm.
getting one ray for you. Actually, let me. I'm gonna roll a real die for which ray. You are getting ray number 6, which is needs you to make a strength saving throw.
Strength save. Now, I'm not too good at those. Let's see what happens. Natural 20.
Nice. Yeah. So you
Yay!
are able to perhaps grab onto part of the statue enough that as its telekinetic ray tries to seize you and pull you out from under the stairs, it is unable to.
All right.
Right.
Yeah. Um, and then I think it is going to, in frustration, send another ray your way.
Okay.
And this time, you need to make a wisdom saving throw.
See. That's unfortunately just an 11.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
bless gives me 4, so it's a 15.
Okay. Unfortunately, a 15 still
Not yet.
fails. So, as this ray strikes you, you realize, oh no, you're going to get your friend in trouble. You're sneaking into the house that he's guarding? This is your friend,
Charm.
Beholder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so you are charmed
Charmed.
for 1 hour or until the beholder harms the creature. And so basically, you don't keep making saves for this one, but if you take damage from it, then you would. And then it's going to send its third ray there at you, Malleus.
Okay.
And so that is going to be. I need you to make a dexterity save.
Okay. And that's a 9. I'm going to use Devil's Own Luck or Dark One's Own Luck
Okay.
to add a D10 to that.
All right.
And you also have the
Uh,
D4 from the bless.
Yep. Because that one's only a 1. Let's
Oh.
add the
Oh, no.
D4.
That's not going to be
And
enough.
that's a nope. That's a 13.
16
Yeah.
is what you're trying to get to, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So as this ray kind of passes over you, you suddenly find the world kind of spinning out of control for you as you are slowed. Your movement speed is halved, and you can't take reactions, and you must take an action or a bonus action, but not both on your turn.
Okay.
Okay, and that's its 3 rays, and it's just saying, "How did you get in here? What do you think you're doing?" And then it looks over at you, Spine, and says, "And I'm really disappointed in you." That makes it your turn, Radius.
Well, do I have anything nifty to do, or is it just going to be?
I mean, do damage.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
here's the thing: there's nobody nearby it right now.
Yeah. And Paul's coming back.
All right. Good.
Okay.
Yay.
Question, DM. Can those rays be counterspelled?
No,
Nope,
they're not spells,
spells.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Hmm.
Oh, then, I am going to drop sling a chromatic orb at 4th level,
Okay.
and it'll be acid at the beholder.
Okay.
Ooh, burn.
Well, let's see it.
Literally.
One hopes anyway.
Oh my god. 12 and plus
Yeah.
a D4.
You need an 18, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
think
Yeah.
even with the bless, I think that's not
Yep.
gonna no. So would have been 16, but 16 is not enough as your chromatic orb sails past and acid starts bleaching, eating through the wallpaper on the wall behind him. And one of the eye stalks kind of points back at it and just says, "Oh boy, you're in for it now."
Well, at least our friend the bar lich is going to be happy that we got that much done at
Mhm.
least.
Yeah.
A little cosmetic
Yeah.
damage. Anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So what else, Radius? And you gonna move or anything like that?
Nope, that's about it. So,
Yeah, I mean, not even going to get out of line of sight.
I will step to the side over here because
Yeah.
that's only a 5-foot space for
Mhm.
the door, right?
Yeah.
I'll step
Yeah.
back.
Right. I mean,
And that'll
Uh,
be your turn.
Okay, Malleus, it is your turn, but you are currently slowed.
Okay. Well, I have a plan.
Good.
I'm going to cast a 5th level Earthbind at it.
Ooh.
What does that
nice.
do?
He
Ooh.
has to make a strength saving throw of 16 or have his speed reduced to 0. He cannot fly for the duration of the
Fun.
spell. Duration of the spell is 1 minute.
Strength save,
So,
huh?
yeah, strength save. So if it works, Cora can move her moonlight and
Yeah, he
got a
can
5.
Fry and fry.
Yeah.
he had to beat a 16.
Yeah, no, that's
So Malleus is going to take cover
yeah.
behind this doorway and
Mhm.
say, "It's all you, babe."
Golden bands of energy sort of reach up through the floor and wrap themselves around him and pull him to the floor, holding him in place. And he's what? That's not fair.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
And that's the end of my turn, and
Yep.
I will be right back.
Okay. That brings us back up around to Cora. Your turn.
All right. Concentration, magic action to move the cylinder right on top of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think he makes the save again right away, I would imagine.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, he got a natural 20 on it that time. So I
Okay.
think
Okay,
Half
so
damage.
he
probably-
only takes half damage.
Okay.
I did it at 4th level.
Mm-hmm.
So
Should be 40-10.
yeah.
You can probably just
Yeah.
click the by the damage
Yeah.
of it again. But yeah, he's definitely gonna take it though.
Yep, so that'll be 13 halved.
Wow, that would have been a pretty nice damage roll, but yeah. Well,
and-
no. So it's so yeah, it's
13.
13 is the result, halved
Yes.
from 26. Yes.
Right. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Guardian of Nature on myself. 4th level. It's and I'll go with Primal Beast form.
No, you did.
Is
was
that
the first-
is that
no,
oh, it is a bonus action. Yeah.
It is a
great.
bonus action.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
That's a cool
my
little
speed
thing.
increases by 10, and I make strength-based attack rolls with advantage. My melee weapon does an extra d6, and I've got a couple other things that I'm going to be
Yeah.
adding to it. So
Fun.
I'm about to wander into this thing.
Great. So are you moving right now, or is that the end of your turn?
You're
Well,
you're slow, right?
no,
No,
not me.
Malleus is
That's-
slow.
Oh, okay. Malleus is slow.
Oh.
I'm going to make myself a smaller target for now, and then next round, let's see what we can do.
Okay. By the way, Malleus, make a save, another dex save to see if you can break the slow.
Okay. That is
Oh, yeah.
a 17.
You
Woohoo.
are no longer slowed.
Yeah.
Yay!
Okay. That makes it Tarsus, your turn.
Okay, can I shoot a guiding bolt at this thing?
I don't see why not.
Okay, I will shoot a guiding bolt at this thing.
All right, let's see it.
Um, 13, even with
Question
the.
about the Earthbind.
Oh yeah,
does that make him make any like our attack rolls?
advantage.
Is it like
No,
Okay.
no,
it
it,
just
does
it
it.
just
movement
says,
speed?
yeah, just movement speed. He
Okay.
cannot fly for
Well,
a minute.
it's still substantial. It just means that a 13 isn't going to hit though.
No, and the less is
Yeah.
not going to help. So then I will.
I thought a 17 would hit.
No, 18.
No,
18, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So then I will duck to here to get out of the line of sight.
A
of the-
17 beats his saving throw.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
18 is the
so-
AC. Okay.
That's a miss.
All right.
We'll try something else next round.
Okay. Spine, your turn.
Okay. I'm charmed,
hmm
but that doesn't mean that my goals have changed.
It means you can't hurt him.
Right. So I'm going to say, hey, buddy, it looks like you're kind of busy right now. So I'm going to leave you to that and go and try and find the thing I'm looking for. So you just hold on here.
Sure.
And I'm just going to saunter past him
Okay.
on my way to those stairs.
So
Exit
I
stage
think,
left.
yeah. So he has the interesting dilemma where if you're passing
Yeah.
within melee range, if he makes an opportunity attack against you, maybe that stops you from moving, but then would break the charm. I think he's going to risk it because
Okay.
his job is to keep the
Right.
intruders through. So
Right.
so he cares more about that than about maintaining the charm. So he's just going to try to bite you as you walk by.
Right.
It gets a 22 to hit
Okay. That absolutely hits.
for 9 piercing damage, but it certainly immediately breaks your charm as well.
Right. So, so that being said, Spine doesn't saunter past. As soon as the bite lands, she's like, "Wait a minute!" and is going to okay, actually, she's already taken up an opportunity attack on it. So yes, she's going to continue, and she's going to run around the back of here and hide.
Okay.
Take a bonus action hide.
Yeah, so go ahead and make your stealth roll.
He's got a good passive perception, but
Sure does.
I've got a good skill. So that's
Yeah,
24.
that's
Yay!
enough. That's enough. He loses sight of you.
Yeah.
Also cannot move to follow, so
Right.
yeah. At least not. We'll see how long that holds true, but for the moment at least, for sure. Okay, so it is his turn now, and it is and he is stuck at least for this turn. And gosh, I'm trying to think. Like, I think,
And everybody's ducked out of the way.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe okay.
Okay.
Can I offer as a behold tactician? Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Just because there's something you seem to be overlooking.
Hmm.
He's got the anti-magic eye.
Yeah.
He could, by my reading, he could prevent one of the two spells by like rotating. And
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good call. That is a good call. I think that he would certainly, let's see.
and it would see the thing is it would suppress the spell, but not
I think he
dispel
can't,
it.
I
So-
think he could do it to the moonbeam, but not to the earthbind because that's on him. The
Okay.
spell is on him. It's
And
not
he can't, and
like,
there's one thing he can't do as look at himself.
right. I think that he can, turn the central
turn
eye and the
upwards and-
moonbeam up
and-
to the to cancel the moonbeam, or at least it's temporarily suppressed for only for as long as he's looking up
Yeah.
there. And then I think that he, in his anger, is going to randomly fire his he is firing his beams in the direction of that, like the wall where Malleus and Cora are hiding behind, hoping for something that will
Disintegration.
help.
Disintegration.
So the first one is at the wall where Malleus is hiding. and it is just a paralyzing ray that does nothing. The next one is against the wall that where Cora is hiding, and that's a slowing ray that does nothing. First wall again, and that is another charm ray that does nothing. And so he is just like he's looking up at the moonbeam to make it stop zapping him, but he's still stuck, and he's sort of flailing at the moment.
Does he get a save at the end of the round for the Earthbind?
I believe he probably does.
It doesn't say in the spell description that there is a save.
I mean,
It just says that he's stuck in place from it. I mean, I'll put it in the
Yeah.
chat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
I think the reason why it doesn't give a save is because it doesn't impose a condition. He's not restrained.
yeah.
Mhm.
It basically assumes that the creature has got like a walking speed.
um,
Yeah.
Maybe he could roll.
yeah,
If we're
Forced
throwing
to,
out
forced to
beholder
move
ideas.
along the ground like a plebe.
yeah.
Rolling like
But,
a beholder.
But if he rolled,
But
he
his
wouldn't be able to use-
his speed at not flying is explicitly a 0 feet. He cannot move if he is not able to hover. Okay, yeah. So that
Yeah.
so I think
fabulous
the
spell there.
yeah, no kidding.
Wow.
So yeah, he is just like rolling around, really frustrated. I'm realizing now that he could do something else that he might do on a future turn because it's too late for this round. But
Yeah.
so he is still struggling and pissed and just like, let go of me, you stupid floor. All right, Radius, it is your turn.
Why not? He's not moving around all that well. So, how about we'll go with a fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fireball.
Okay.
On
Gold dragon
your-
resistance to fire.
and we'll do it at 4th level.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting again. Like, I don't think he explicitly has disadvantage on.
No, he doesn't. Yeah.
On dexterity, but yeah. So I'm
Regular dex save.
yeah. So let's have him make that save. He got a 15, which is not enough. So that's 31 fire damage. Yeah.
Now he's cooking.
And
Literally.
because
Yes.
and man, I want to progress further, but I don't know what's in the room, so I can't
Mhm.
see. So
By the way, I am assuming even when you don't move your token that you are moving into like the doorway for the moment when you cast the spell and then moving
Oh,
back.
yes,
That's
yes.
fine.
Right,
But
right,
you
right.
would have to do that to cast the
Yeah.
spells.
I want to move in further, but I have no idea what's happening in that room.
Hmm.
And I know his spine darted off.
Who knows where?
Right. So let me see.
And he's making all kinds of a ruckus. So
Mhm.
we should keep our eye out for
Yeah,
other
I
defenders.
think that you would all be aware that he's being pretty loud.
Yeah.
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 We want to take him down as soon as possible, but after the
Mm.
fireball, I don't think there's any question that there's
Yeah.
truth.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
for sure, that whole like the marble floor is scorched. This little decorative ostrich thing is smoldering in a heap. There's these little statues are blackened and have little pieces of them crumbling from being made brittle by the heat.
Yeah. But I will
Okay.
I'll just go back and that'll be my turn. Let me
Excellent. I actually fully approve of people drawing stuff on the map to indicate the damage being done to the house.
Imagine the doors are not in terribly great shape either.
All right.
Okay, so that was Radius. Malleus, your turn again. No longer slowed.
Yeah, no longer slowed. Man, there's so much stuff that I want to try out, but not against a beholder. Um, all right, let's just Eldritch Blast this sucker.
Okay.
Just as long as you don't have like
That's-
repelling blast or something.
Mhm.
That
No,
was it.
it just agonizing blast. Most of my other stuff, he's actually got packed with the blade.
Okay.
Okay. The 16,
But it will-
unfortunately,
yeah.
will miss.
Yeah, so his blade will like necrotic damage and heal him and all kinds of stuff. So,
Nice.
like I said,
All
fun
right.
stuff to try.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you have another blast?
No, I only have the one.
Oh, okay.
The one
Well,
action.
wait, what you bless?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Good call.
Yeah.
Don't forget your
let's
cleric.
see.
Don't forget your.
Mm.
support
You
your
just
local
need
Yeah.
cleric.
two.
There you go.
That hits.
Four.
Yeah.
All right. Eldritch Blast. Let's see.
Now, don't you get more than
max
one of them?
damage.
Nice.
Nice. Don't you get more than one of them at this level?
Are you multi-classed
It's-
or something?
No, I'm not. It's just straight warlock.
Oh,
then
okay,
you
but
need-
actions,
Eldritch Blast,
attacks-
at you get second ray at 5th level, and then I think another one at some point.
Yeah, I think
2 beams at level 5, 3 beams at level 11. Okay,
Yeah, so there should be
so
another one at least.
yeah, and it says attacks per action too. So I don't.
No,
if
that
that's
so
a
Eldritch
thing.
Blast doesn't count for that. That's for
Okay.
weapon attacks.
Okay,
yeah,
so that
so
one
you hit-
definitely hits.
Sure does. Yeah.
Not quite as good.
Mhm.
That's 6 damage.
Yeah. All right.
And then he
20 points is
ducks-
still plenty. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the let's see. I kind of want to go backwards because I'm kind of in a risky position here.
Oh, trust
Uh,
me, I'm going to be drawing fire.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I'll stay where I am for the moment.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and at this point, he's getting pelted with these magical bursts, and he's just kind of like, "Stop it, you guys! This is bullying."
Oh,
Oh,
Uh,
boo-hoo!
Cry me a river.
okay, Cora, it's your turn.
All right, so 1, 2.
What do you look like right now?
Okay, so right now I look like, because of I'm going to be hulked out a bit,
Mhm.
and so I now have fur that's tipped with the green of my hair, like covering my body, and I've definitely bulked up a little bit, and like my face is even more feral than it was before, and take a deep breath, drop the concentration on the moonbeam because I
Okay.
need to maintain the concentration, switch the concentration to the guardian of nature,
Okay.
and 5, 10, 15, 20. Come into here, swipe him, and then use the rest of my movement to try to find something I can duck by.
Okay.
Like, actually, if I can try to duck underneath those stairs. So
well, I mean,
That's
you'd
the
still
high
be able to.
send-
oh,
Yeah,
that's
That's the high
that's
end
the
of these
high
stairs.
side. So you'd be
Okay.
basically you could be there, but he would be.
yeah. Oh, so I think I've got enough movement to get. If I can hit on my way, I can get
Yeah,
to at
he'll
least
make
here.
an opportunity attempt.
Right.
But go ahead
so
and make your attack.
For my
first.
attack, quarterstaff, I'm going to go with the quarterstaff, and I'm doing this with advantage.
Mm-hmm. What is it? It's advantage
From the primal.
Oh, yep. Gotcha.
From the guardian of nature.
Yep. And bless as well.
And then I've got the bless on top of that. So okay, let me. Okay. So rolling that with it, I told it to roll with advantage.
That's okay. Just click it again. That's fine.
Okay,
So it's like
so
16
is high. So grab the bless.
Your local
Please,
cleric.
please.
Support your local
All
cleric. Support
right.
your local
That makes
cleric.
it
All
19.
right.
Yes.
19.
So
That hits.
so 19 hits.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with the I'm only doing one strike, so it's D8 plus 2.
Okay.
And then
All right.
another 1d6 from the Guardian of Nature, plus a 1d8 from Primal Strike,
Okay.
which is a class ability. Um, and mommy. That's it.
Okay. So that's 10
That's
damage.
10
All
total.
right. Yeah, there you go. All right.
It's still damage.
As you try to zip by, he does snap at you and he gets a 15 to hit.
Nope, because of the bark skin.
Nice.
Yay!
He gets a mouthful of splinters. It was like, oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
That's me.
Yeah, nice. Okay, that was Cora. Arsis, your turn.
Okay, Tarsus moves to here. Lets out a deep breath and uses his breath weapon to shoot a line of lightning at him. He's going to make a
Nice.
DC 13 deck save.
Okay. That's a critical fail for the 3.
Oh, well,
Oh.
well, then he takes 10 lightning damage from
Okay.
that. I duck back.
Oh, and I did hold on that Primal Strike just because I could.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't have any special
Resistances, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'll just mix it up.
By the way, he's starting to look pretty beat up at this point. Like he's not like on his last legs, but he's bloodied for sure.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I am good. Spine steps out from behind cover. Having been hidden, can attack with advantage, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. She is shooting her hand crossbow at the critter.
Mm-hmm. I'm just realizing, Cora, that if you had stayed in melee, then well, but it's sneak attack anyway. So, but yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
So 22.
hits for sure.
That's good. And I'm going to use one die from the attack for the Cunning Strike Supreme Sneak, which allows me to hide without taking a bonus action after having made the attack.
Fun.
So with the 1d6 for the hand crossbow, that makes a total of 5d6 plus 3 damage.
Nice.
So that's 22 points of damage
There you
for
go.
that crossbow shot.
That's a solid
Wow.
hit.
And as a bonus action, she's going to throw a dagger. If it doesn't work that way, we could make the dagger was the first one. Anyways.
No, I think that works. Although I think the regular range for throwing dagger is 20 feet. So I think you would.
Oh, you're
want
right.
to be a little closer, but
yeah, I
think,
don't want to fling my weapon away that easily. Let me check my other bonus actions. Yeah, that's enough. I'll go back into cover, take the
Okay.
hide action. You know what? So bonus action, can I just like keep an ear out for anyone that might be responding to the alarm?
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check.
23.
Okay. I don't think
Because
you hear
what
anything.
I'm primarily worried about is that the lady herself might be.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking. I'm just trying to decide in the fiction based on what I know. Would you hear anything? And I think no.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm down there at the bottom of the stairs.
All right. Okay. It is his turn now. And now at the very least, he has someone he can focus
He
his
can focus
his,
it. Yeah.
his
Rage on.
his
Yeah.
rage and his eye beams on.
Oh,
All right.
So Cora, get ready for 3 of them.
Yep.
The first one requires a wisdom save.
opening out your
beam of
blast.
little pink hearts. Zooms out at you. That's 10. So
It's 13 with the blast, but that's
Yeah.
not going to be enough.
no. So you are
So
charmed.
I'm charmed.
Yeah.
Oh.
You realize that he's not so bad, and I think you're starting to realize. Wait a minute. This really is kind of unfair. I mean, look at him. You can't even move. He's kind of pathetic like this. That's not fair. That's not a normal fight.
Oh, darn it.
He does shoot you with another beam, though, that requires another
Which-
wisdom saving throw.
Which also would break the charm because it's another attack.
Not necessarily. We'll see what happens, though.
Okay.
If it doesn't do anything because you save on the save, then
Well,
it looks
it's
like
going
you
to do
won't.
something because
So I
even
think
with
suddenly I think just as you were looking at him and thinking, he's not so bad. Maybe we jumped into fighting him a little too fast here. But then you get a look into his big eye, and all of a sudden you realize, oh wait, no, this is a monster. He's actually very scary, and you are frightened.
Frightened.
Yeah.
Okay. And the third one?
The third one requires a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, this one I have a shot.
So 14. So you roll your bless.
15. No.
Oh no! So you find
Dang it.
yourself restrained as your limbs start to stiffen up, and you begin to turn to stone.
Oh.
Crap.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
I'm
This is
gonna
how it
have the
starts.
orange dot for that. Okay, so those are his 3. And I
Oh,
also
wait.
Hmm?
What? I think in nature I had something that was. I let me double check the guardian spell because nope, it was a spell I hadn't cast yet.
Okay.
Damn it. right.
I also just realized that I haven't been using his legendary actions, but that's fine.
Right.
It just means he's been holding on to him.
Yep.
But in the meantime, that was his regular turn. So Radius, it's your turn now. Oh, we don't hear you, Jason.
I was talking to myself.
Hmm.
I don't want to use that yet because there's definitely something else coming. So I'm just going to step on out and
Or step on back.
yeah, step on back and cast me a firebolt.
Okay.
So,
A 20
23
hits for sure. Yeah.
for 8 points.
All right.
And then I will happily step myself back over there because I'm not trying to get disintegrated.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you guys are just picking
I
away
cannot
at him.
recommend it.
Yeah. And I think it is he has a legendary action now, and he still has no one he can shoot at except Cora. So you're getting another one, Cora.
Uh-oh.
This one also requires a dexterity saving throw, but you need to make that at disadvantage now because you're starting to be petrified.
Okay.
That is his first one is a 16, but
You bless.
Well,
oh
she has
wait,
to
no,
roll
it looks
again.
like wait, hang on. So
The
that is
low is a
Oh.
16.
the low is a 6. Is that
Oh wait, I did con, not dex. Sorry.
yeah?
Let me redo that. Fudge.
Also, it looks like 16 is. Oh no, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just screwed anyway.
yeah. So unfortunately for you, you failed on the disintegration ray. So that's going to be
crap.
37 force damage for you.
Okay. I'm alive.
Mhm.
Definitely still alive. Fucking out.
All right.
Excuse
Do you
my
have
language.
to make a concentration check for your nature's guardian or whatever
Yeah.
it is spell?
Yeah, I'd have to
Okay.
concentrate,
Yeah.
which is
So 37, you're going to have to get
like a nat 20.
like an 18 total.
And that's
Constitution saving throw, but your bless would apply.
okay. not with a 3 on the die.
Oh boy, no.
So that drops.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at least I'm the one. Yeah, like
Well, yeah.
right now, one of us is taking.
Yeah.
One of us is pulling aggro.
I'm not sure why folks having the attacks not work. I know we've been having trouble, but I just mean they're working for me on
I mean, it's easy enough to type them in.
yeah.
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 All right, next.
Okay. That was his legendary action that he took after Radius's Firebolt. Correct.
Right.
Yes. Okay, so that means that it is Malleus's turn.
All right, let's not mess with stuff that's actually working.
Mm-hmm.
So first Eldritch Blast
Okay.
26
that's 26
to hit.
Yeah.
for 13 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Next Eldritch Blast is 26 to hit
Nice.
with 9 points of damage.
Wow.
So
Nice.
Yeah.
so he's just kind of hanging out and poking his head around. Bam, bam, come back.
You guys better stop it, or else I'm gonna have to kill the one with the green hair.
Malleus sticks his hands out and makes a rude gesture. And then pulls it back.
All right, so that's another legendary action though against Korra, the only one he can still
Oh,
target.
Mhm.
And that is a strength saving throw, which I don't think would be affected in terms of the disadvantage.
Yeah.
Right.
God. Be strong.
Did you lose your spell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost my spell.
Okay. Well, I mean, you have a chance.
Yeah.
If you roll well on the bless.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
I think
16?
16 is the save.
oh,
So-
okay.
So
Good,
that
yay.
that ray was just trying to telekinetically throw you across the room, but it didn't work anyway.
Yeah.
All right, that was Malleus's turn, so that makes it Korra, your turn now.
All right, so I have to save for the.
Well, you'll save for the petrification at the end of your turn.
Okay, but I
If you've got
can't.
if you've got something you can do to help your saves, like resistance or dispel magic, or
Actually,
um,
all right.
Guidance.
no, guidance
So
won't help on a save. Resistance
Okay.
is a save.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um. Really should. But no, that's against paralyzed, not against
Mhm.
petrification. Um.
He does have a
Any-
paralyzing ray as well, so that's a reasonable thing to prepare for. But
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So on myself, I'm going to cast 5th level. I think I still have my 5th level. Yep, 5th level slot. Freedom of the Winds.
okay, let's see.
Um.
A flying speed of 60 feet. I think you are restrained still. But
Right.
let's see. On saving
No.
throws against
And on saving throws
Yeah,
against being restrained.
so
or
I
paralyzed.
will say that will give you advantage on your check that you're making here.
Okay. So.
I mean, elementally speaking, air is opposed to earth too. So
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Mhm.
I think I read this spell. I say you are still restrained, so you can't move now, but it will give you the advantage against the.
that sounds
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. Which that is a dex. Wait, no, I now need to do.
So that's your action, and so then you would the
Yep.
petrification is dexterity save. So you make that with
Let's-
the advantage, and then you have the bless as well. Look at that, 18.
Nice.
All right. So yes.
And Gilding Lily with a 19.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
So that
I'm
means
still
on a success.
frightened.
Yes, you are still frightened, but you are now no longer restrained. But that was the end of your turn. So
Right.
you can't move now, but you're no longer going to be restrained for future stuff.
Do I still have the bonus action though?
No, because
No?
you didn't make that save until the end of your turn.
Yeah.
You could have used a
Okay.
bonus action before you made
No.
that save.
So wait, no, I get to do it as a reaction though.
Which
While
what?
targeted by a spell or attack while this spell is in effect, I can use a reaction to teleport up to 60 feet away to an unoccupied space I can save.
Oh, yeah. Let's
And then the
see.
spell ends when I reappear.
Okay, so you
So
are
if he
you're
shoots,
concentrating on this still. So that means that on his
well,
legendary action, which he's going to take here, he is you can do
I'm
that.
going to pop it
Mm-hmm.
because I can see this space
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
and
Um,
hopefully now have at least a little bit of cover.
yeah. Trying to think. Um, I think what would be better for you, if I may offer,
Sure.
is that the position you are in, you could see part of the stairs past the the statue, where it's line of sight from where you are right now, but would not be line of sight for him where he is.
Like about there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. Yep. Zot.
Oof. Okay, so that means essentially that he was going to target that, and
Can we roll to see if it's a disintegrate that passes through where he was and then disintegrates
yes.
part of the house? Because I want the son of a bitch to disintegrate.
It was
part
not
of
the
house.
disintegration ray, however, it was the death ray.
Oh,
But that
Okay.
also means that takes that one out of the running for this round.
Yeah.
So I think that where that beam hits the wall, it suddenly just looks as though everything about that wall has aged by about 40 years in a few seconds.
Okay.
Nice.
Wallpaper peels.
Yeah. And he's like, son of a... Ugh, hold still.
No.
All
Well,
right,
the answer
Tarsus,
is-
your turn.
Okay, Tarsus moves to here and casts spiritual weapon. He's gonna drop it right. He's gonna drop it right here.
Nice. What does your
It looks-
spiritual weapon look like?
This Tarsus's spiritual weapon looks like a glaive gazarm, a nice, nasty looking polearm.
Oh,
Oh yeah, left-handed can opener.
yeah.
Exactly, and it's he's gonna try the spiritual weapon is going to try to can opener this beholder. All right, where's my
let's see.
laser? There.
I've got some fun tokens, but I don't think I have a pole arm. Let's see what I've got. I've got like a glaive, so
I mean,
think
it's
Yeah,
not
that'll work.
likely to
A glaive will
move
work.
much. So
Yeah.
There we go.
that's huge, but
That's the idea.
so like right there, or
Yeah, that works right there.
okay.
Okay,
Cool.
and that is a 19.
A 19 hits.
For 8 force damage.
Okay,
And Tarsus ducks behind.
nice.
Now the builder has a playmate
Mhm.
that he can't shoot.
Okay, and I think once again he has no one he can target his legendary action with, so I think he's just not going to use it right now. Spine, it would be your turn again.
okay, the same as before. Yeah, that's rolling with advantage, so that's a hit.
25
Um,
hits.
For 23 damage.
How would you like to do
Nice.
this?
Ah!
So
I think just
Mhm.
before your attack, he's turning and saying, "How long is this thing going to last? This spell?" And then
yeah, he uh, Spine slips out from behind her spot. With one hand, she gives him a little wave, catches his attention. The eyes start to turn in her direction. She fires the hand crossbow, and it skewers like 3 of the eye stalks simultaneously, spinning him around. The earthbind filaments that have been holding him down get all twisted up by the spinning beholder and squeeze him like an overripe orange.
Ugh.
All right. Yeah. He is dead.
And I'm no longer afraid of him because he's dead.
Yeah.
You know what I was
Yay.
going to do? I was going to cast another moonbeam.
So
But
I think we are close enough to the end of the session that what I'm going to just offer here as a little coda to this encounter is that Spine, what you're thinking as you finish this off, there's certainly this moment of triumph, but there's also that recollection of he was making a lot of noise and you didn't hear anything,
Right.
which could mean that there's no one here to react, or it could mean that their reaction is to lie in wait.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, with that note, I think we will finish tonight's session, and we'll have to wait until next week to find out what happens when we return for more adventure on so many levels.
Yay.
Yay.